Hello my friends, my name is Catherine and today I am going to be showing you how I design a sewing bag pattern. I keep things in a box on the floor and they're all jumbled up together and things keep getting piled on top and it's not organized. So I want to make a sewing bag to try and keep everything a little neater. First thing that you want to do is decide what kind of bag you want, the shape you want, whether you want it to be an open top or a closed bag. I, in this case, want to do a closed top bag that is sort of barrel shaped. That's going to be kind of like an egg shape at the end there. Sort of barrel shaped. And I want it to have like a vinyl bottom because I want it to be sturdy, so I want it to be like that. And then I want it to have pockets on the outside. All the way around. And I want it to have, let me decide how I want to do this. I think I want to do short handles for this one. So those are loops that hold the handle on, and then a handle. Something like that. And then one for the other side too. Okay, so I have a zipper that is 22 inches, and I want to have some hangover on the ends, and that's what I'm going to use for my closure at the top. So this is going to want to be 20 inches long, and I want it to be like that tall, like that tallish. So let's measure how tall that actually is, because I usually just estimate by holding my hands out and then see. So that's kind of tall actually. Let me shorten that up a bit. 10. I want it to be 10 inches tall. Okay, so now I've got the sort of bag that I want to make, and the measurements for the outside, roughly, I'm going to start making the pattern, because the pattern is going to be, in my mind, a single piece that goes all the way around the outside as a shell, and then one for the inside for the liner, and then the pockets can be sewn on the outside, and then an egg shape for either end. So I'm going to want to start by doing a piece of paper that is at least 20 inches long by, let's see, this is 10, but it's going to end up being more like 15 once the curve is factored in, because that's going to have that curve there. So I want to do a piece that's 20 inches long by 15 tall. I like to use craft paper for my patterns. I find it to be sturdy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with sturdy. So let's just grab a roll of brown craft paper and cut off a good chunk, like, I think like that much. Just cut it off. Not being careful or square or anything, we cut this piece large. And we're going to size it down to our pattern. We've got extra paper here. And I've got a straight edge here. Ooh, that's all rolled up and stuff. But let's get a measurement on our straight edge and see if it's 20 or around there. Go. It is just about 21. Awesome. So let's take and just mark from that straight edge to 15. I think that ought to do it. Mark at 15. And when you're marking things out, you want to mark at 3 points or more. That way you have more than one place to reference to, and you end up with a straight line, or at least a line that's parallel to your original edge. And since this is the factory edge, that's the one that's going to give us the best looking final product. Okay. There we are. And then grab like a straight ruler, or a straightish ruler anyway. Should be pretty straight. I haven't done anything to it to make it not straight yet anyway. Alright, and draw the line. And draw the line. Oop, just wants to wiggle around on me. There we go. Okay, and then cut that off so that I've got an even smaller piece to be working with. Because this, in theory, is going to be half our bag, which is actually ending up being quite large. I curled up inside of my scissors there. That's okay. That's what tape is for. Alright, lay it flat. Try and convince it that it wants to be flat rather than just I want it to be flat. Grab our tape, fix that little boo-boo up in the corner. There we go. It's like it never happened. Okay, so we've got 15 this way, and then we need 20 side to side, and we would prefer those to be even. So, to do that, what we're going to do is take and fold it in half. Lining up our top and bottom edges so that they are straight to one another. Give it a crease right down the middle, and then mark 10 inches all the way along the raw side away from the crease, because the crease is a straight line and it's the correct angle to our factory edge, so we know that it's good. Alright, 10 all the way along will give us 20 when it's unfolded. Sorry, I keep having to stop and lean my head in and not talk for a moment there. There's a very good reason for it. I didn't put my glasses on. Well, okay, so I say a very good reason. There's not a very good reason, but there is a reason. I didn't put my glasses on, so I can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. Go. And then just line it back up with that previous line and the remaining dot and all the way down, and then make sure that it's good and flat. And cut. There we go. That gives us a rectangle that is 15 by 20. All straight and even and correct angles and everything. Which is awesome. And then I really do want it to stop curling up on me. So let's see if we can't give it a little bit of curl in the opposite direction. Come on, you. All right. That should help it lay flat, and it is laying much more flat now. Nice. Okay. One done. I need to make a second one of these because one of them is going to be the outer one and one of them is going to be the lining. So we will grab back our other piece of craft paper. It has not been given the same anti-roll treatment yet, so let's do that for it too. I know that's loud. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, and then we will just take our nice, neat, even, correct pattern and line it up. And there's our pencil. Go around that outside edge with the pencil to give ourselves a duplicate pattern. All right. Still can't see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Okay, so set our first one aside. Cut out our second one. Because we're going to be doing fun things to one of these, cutting it up further. But for now, we just need to make sure we've got two of them before we do anything else. Okay. There we go. All right. A second rectangle, which is also 15 by 20. That should end up sort of curving like that and end up being 10 or so inches tall. 20 is a very long length. I'm sure it'll work out. Because it'll be taken in. We're not building in seam allowances or anything. It's not actually going to end up being 20 inches. It's going to shrink down as we sew it. Then what we want to do is grab out our craft paper and take off another good chunk. Because we're going to be making our ends. Okay. goodness sakes. When it's all rolled up like that, though, it just doesn't want to work. Alright, let's cut off a chunk that's like 12 inches long, because that'll give us plenty of space to work with. And then we'll set the remaining a bit aside for later. Alright. There we go. Line our marks up, draw a line, cut the line, set the extra piece aside, give this one the flattening treatment. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to end up with a piece that is 10 inches tall. So let's take our factory end and measure just 10 inches up from it. And then we're going to want something that's sort of egg-shaped and in half. So I want it to be slightly narrower at the top than it is at the bottom, but I want it to end up something like that. Okay, so now let's cut it out and see what we actually end up with. Because sometimes they look entirely different when they're flat out and full instead of as when they were half. Sometimes you overestimate or underestimate the width that you're giving it. So I just want to cut it out and see what we've got. There we go. That's pretty egg-shaped. All right, now let's test it against, if we start against the height of our bag. If we start at the 15-inch line and we start at the middle and just kind of roll it around. Yes, and that gives us a little bit, about an inch left over of play. So that works out just about perfect. Alright, so that's going to be our ends. We'll cut 4 of those, 2 of the outer fabric and 2 of the inner fabric. And any pockets that we want to do for those either, or also we will cut, there we go, we'll want them to be like that tall. So we'll cut them just with it folded over. So this piece is going to be finished. Let's make some notes. Bag end, cut 2 times outer, 2 times inner, and 2 times on fold. Let's highlight that fold real quick. 4 pocket. There we go. I make all my cutting notes on my patterns as well. There we go. And that's our fold. We've got it highlighted. Excellent. Okay. That'll be our end piece, so we'll set that aside. Now, back to one of these. One of these is going to be the lining, but one of them is going to be the outer one, and I want part of that outer one to be shaped like that. This bag is ending up, 20 inches is longer than I think it is. No, it'll be fine. I've already decided 20 inches, that's that. It's fine. My brain's just telling me it's longer than I think it is. Okay, so we want the outer side to have a bottom, which is vinyl or pleather or what have you. Something that's just a little bit more durable and is facing downward so that it protects the bottom of the bag if it gets set down in anything unsavory. So we'll fold this in half lengthwise so that the 15 inches preserved, but we've got this 10 by 10 again. And then what we're going to do is about, not halfway, but like well, let's see, not quite halfway, so like 7 inches there, and then like 5 inches on the side that has the fold. So we're doing a 7-inch high line there and a 5-inch high line there, and then I'm going to connect them with the ruler and draw a line all the way down. This will give us that, if we refer back to our drawing, there it is. This will give us that line right there. Then I want this to be slightly curved, because that'll make it just a little bit easier for sewing. Just a tiny bit easier for sewing. Alright, and then take and cut it from the fold side along that line. Now, this is going to be half what the bottom of the bag is. So it's going to fold over, and you're going to have half here and half there. So that's going to be plenty wide for our bottom. It's going to rise up the sides. It'll be awesome. But we need to mark this as a fold. And I'll do a second mark over here too, just so that in case it ends up folded, I'll still know. Fold. And then this is bag bottom, and it is cut once on fold. Okay. So that's going to be a finished piece, and that'll be our cut notes for it. Is that angle sharp enough? I could make it sharper. Sure, I could. Maybe just a little bit. Hold it lined up, for goodness sakes. Just go around cutting things. There we go. There we go. That angle's a little bit sharper now. Okay. So we've got a side piece and a bottom. And we've got the side pocket. And now we want to do, actually let's make our pattern notes for the outer, no, this is the lining. Let's see, where did my pencil go? Ah, here we go. We'll mark this as the fold. And then lining. Cut once on fold. There we go. And then, let's see, what else do we want to do? We need to do, oh my, the power just went out. Okay, hang on. Well, it's suddenly very dark in here. Okay, power's back up again. Ooh, that startled me. Okay. Okay. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. We've got this piece that we can make the outer and inner pockets from. I don't think that I want them to have this peak though. I want them to be straight across. So for this, what I'm going to do is take and fold that up. That really startled me. I wonder what happened. I mean, it got fixed fairly quick, so they probably redirected it from another direction. Or, well, an automatic switch probably redirected it from another direction, honestly. But whew. There was a thud, I don't even know. Okay, so if this is my pocket, it can sit underneath the bag bottom for the outside, and then sit against the lining on the inside, be sewn down, everything is good. Okay, so for pocket. Fold. Okay, so now the lining is cut twice on fold. And then the outer is also cut twice on fold. But we're going to do them different ways. So for the lining, it's going to be on the fold, so it'll go around the bottom twice like this, and then they'll be facing each other with seams along the ends. But for the outer one, the fold is going to be the top lip, and each of the two pieces is going to be folded over and then put on the sides of the bag. Probably doesn't make much sense now, but it will when I'm making it. So this is the pattern that we've just designed for a bag. That's all I'm doing for today. I'll make this bag another day and I'll record that so that you can see it. I will see you guys all next time. Bye!